All right, what is going on? Let's see here. Oh, geez, getting a little bit of echo there. Okay, so let's load up this season 5 of Halo. Come on. Oh, let's see what season 5 has in store for everybody. And I believe Hammy might get on a little later as well. So if he does, that will be fun. And really just hanging out. Just rocking some Halo. Oh, damn on. Yep, he will be on in a little. Oh shit, this looks a lot cooler. Damn. Ah, that background looks sweet. That's what the. I feel like the settings might be off here. Game. Yeah, it's a 720. What the hell? Why was it down to 720? Jeez. Oh well, pump it up. Whoa, what happened there? Okay. Ah, that's what it was. Switch to our screen. Okay. All good. So let's see what season 5 has. Oh. God, it's so weird seeing Halo 3 shit. Ooh. Gold carbine. New pistol skins, assault rifle. They love that hazard pay, it seems. Man, I don't want to spend my points. I got 69 of them. Ew. I don't like all the crazy art stuff. So what does it end with? Ah, GRD. And isn't that Reach one already available? I guess not. That's cool though. Alright, so let's go ahead and start unlocking some. Scorp. Alright. Legs and Halo 3. Weird. Wrist guards. I'm not going to use almost any of this, is the worst part. Well, it looks pretty cool. Jeez, I got so many. I've never really cared for the whole Hunter's Blood thing. I mean, gold's always nice. I like that digital, though, over there for the pistol. I might have to rock that. Hazard pay assault rifle. I was really hoping for some more vehicle skins. I'll be perfectly honest. We still don't have any Hornet skin. God, so much stuff. Ooh, what's that? Rate of Union. Ooh, that's cool. So we got some of the Shadows of Reach stuff mixed in here, which is neat. Hey, I was able to get that sniper rifle after all. Yes, I can get the camo for the bow rifle I wanted to get. Shit. Almost complete with this row. Then what's next? I want to get that. Looks so good. Alright, well, customization. Nope, that's not my Spartan. That was for... Well... Why is he all tilted? God, that looks so weird on him. Okay, first let me just go ahead and change that colors back to my normal colors. Nope, nope. Purple, red. Nope. Yep. Let me... Hayden is joining. Come on, Skype, work for us here. what is up?
Not much.
Yeah, I just figured I'd stream a little bit of Halo since Season 5 just dropped.
Cool.
And I just knocked out 69 unlocks for it. Yeah,
Good
I know.
Lord.
I know. 69, ha ha ha.
He. Yeah.
Oh, you can actually get Flaming Helmet now.
You've been able to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ever since well, really, ever since Master Chief Collection launched, you've been able to do it. But now you can, now that you can mix and match Halo armor pieces. So.
Legacy, huh?
Yeah, I guess they can't use the word Bungie, so.
Jeez.
Because it was originally called the Bungie chess piece.
The funny thing is, like, I actually don't think these are absolutely awful, but I will never use them.
they're not,
well, that one's
they're not
not bad.
hideous, but they're not, exactly. Like
There's
that Hive Mind one, like that's just nightmare fuel.
Hive Mind for armor or helmet?
Helmet.
Oh, I guess I was looking at the armor right now. So if you go to armor and look at soldier, that one actually isn't that bad. That's kind of more of like a reach style one, it seems, but actually doesn't look too terrible with the Halo 3 look for like chest piece at least.
Yeah, it's not as pointy as soldier is in like Halo 4 and stuff.
I might change up my legs just because I never had like different legs in Halo 3.
I switched to like the all new armors because I've unlocked a couple stuff myself, but oh god, it looks ugly.
Okay, for some reason while like changing my armor, my Spartan is now like horizontal slightly, like he's like stepping on a mountain. Like I don't know why. He's just like fucked up where he's standing.
There's a guy, I think Uber Nick is his name, and his whole thing was like, well, I mean, compared to Hayabusa and stuff, does it really look that much out of place? And I'm like, yes, yes, it does.
Some of it more so than others, but yes.
Like, yeah, it does look out of place. Because like Halo 3's, some of it was pretty cartoony, but like it still kind of worked.
No, I do have to say, I think he has a slight point with pointing out the fact that Hayabusa is a very silly-looking armor itself.
It really is.
That, yeah, it doesn't look good either to me.
No.
But then again, I don't wear Hayabusa. I wear the chest piece because it has katana, and since I was, I got every achievement in the game when it came out, so...
It's like...
I'm still going to rock my original guy.
Yeah.
With all this, and they could not have added any elite armor. Come on.
Well, it's kind of something that, like, I don't really like that Reach started that, where, like, it became all about your Spartan, and Spartan, and it's just kind of like... I don't know, it's just kind of lame. Spartans didn't go around calling each other Spartan all the time. It's just so fucking cheesy. I don't know.
Let's see.
Maybe that's just me.
I don't mind that as much. It's just I'm like still just kind of like, come on, if you're gonna add all this shit for Halo 3, like you couldn't have added like just one or two maybe elite armors or just something.
Especially since like in Halo 2 Anniversary, the elite armors are ugly as shit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So what are the seasonal challenges now? Hey, cool. One of them's the assassinate the elite and survive the fall that would have been fatal in Halo Reach to earn the Mr. Chief helmet.
Oh, really? That's how you get the Mr.
Yep.
Chief helmet? I'm gonna fucking do that real quick.
I might do that too, yeah. Does it have to be on Legendary?
I was wondering how you got that, because I didn't see it in, like, the unlocks.
I'm probably going to do a short where I just have, like, a lot of cutscenes just with Mr. Chief and put that up.
Challenge hub.
Like, I know that a lot of people have already done that, but... I might as well add my name to a list.
Form an assassination against an elite to survive a fall that would have been fatal.
Alright, so...
What is the
campaigns.
guilty shot? Oh, earn headshots with the battle rifle, and... Oh, well that's fairly easy.
That
I mean,
drop,
that's just...
was it at... It was like at Rally Point Bravo, or was that at the very beginning?
It's a Pillar of Autumn in the very beginning.
Okay, so Alpha. Got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that real quick. I don't think it has to be on Legendary.
No, because it just survived the fall that would have been fatal, so...
Yeah. Well, that was an achievement in Reach, I remember.
Are you sure it's not at Bravo?
No, it's Alpha. It's at the
Okay.
very beginning. It's like right when you're at the cliff. And, you just jump off the cliff and try to assassinate the elite.
Yeah. Since I'm streaming, I'll let people watch the cutscene.
Okay. So...
It is a neat cutscene.
Not sure how long she's
damn it.
gonna stay together. These guys are jammed up anyway. Gotta
I'm
get
still
the
watching
bitch to
Carter
get in
yell at
Reach,
me.
it's gonna be a
You don't
bitch to
wanna
get
hear
in
it.
this.
Get the package
Like
to
in,
the Autumn.
well, this is still Reach, but you know what I mean.
Not yet, it's not. Emil, go
Oh yeah,
again.
I did
It's a
it.
ground game now.
Second
Well.
try.
It's been an honor, sir.
I'm still watching the cutscene.
I can't draw the fire.
I was gonna say, because
That AI chose
if I miss
you.
that chance to get Mr. Chief,
Made the
then
right choice.
I've lost. What's the point of all of this?
I do like how they do some unlocks to where like you have to actually do something to get them.
Yeah, that's nice.
That way there's still like some amount of like, listen, you know.
I still
Like-
wish that most of it worked that way, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
wish I
not
had
really
more
a
of
huge
it.
fan of the battle pass type stuff.
Yeah, I get why they've done it, but I wish there was a bit more that was unlocked through. Like, I wish like almost every seasonal challenge did something.
I want to be the dipshit that has a black visor with the Mr. Chief thing on, so you can't even see what the hell it is.
My jaw's all wonky. Oh yeah, there he is.
Turn.
Ah, Emil, you
Hey,
killed
Mr.
me.
I can't believe that I did that on my second try.
Yeah, I didn't even come close.
Stay low. Let me draw the heat. Just deliver that package.
Oh yeah, like wait till he walks back, don't you?
Yep. Or else just, I don't know.
Stay low. Let me draw the heat. Just
That's what I did, was you gotta wait a little bit for him to get, like, below you, kinda.
race to it.
Okay.
I actually do kinda like the other new helmet that they added.
Dang it.
Like for Reach, I mean.
Which one? They added a couple.
And they only added Meritor and
Let me draw the heat.
Akis, however you say that.
And GRD.
Mason 6.
Where's GRD at?
It's the last one you unlock.
Oh. Like the very last one?
Yeah.
Because I don't even see it, like, on... Like, it doesn't show up in customization options.
Stay low.
Yeah, go to... it could be a variant of possibly that one then. But it was supposed to be like its own when the game first came
Oh, yeah.
out.
No, that's a variant of the Akis helmet. Or Akis.
Why can I not do this?
So, that's like the last... There's 4 variants of that helmet.
Just deliver that package. Here's our destination 6.
Because literally, like, the very first unlock is just the plain Akis helmet.
I'm not having a good time here, Hayden.
I can hear.
Stay low. Let me draw the heat. Just deliver that package.
It looks kind of stupid. I mean, like, I get that that's the point, but still. Like, with my guy right now, it's just so, like, glaringly obvious that it just doesn't belong there. to make like the rest of them
What?
look stupid and
Why
compensate.
is my...
Stay low. Let me draw the heat. Just deliver that package.
I have pretty much everything in reach, like except for that.
My Streamlabs is acting all wonky and trying to, like, disappearing on my second screen. Stay on this screen. Don't move.
I think I'm
Why?
to my standard Halo 3 guy, or the guy that I had for the podcast thing. I also don't really like the new, like the tech suits.
Yeah, I don't care for them either.
It just makes me think of Halo 5, and I mean, I don't know. Like Halo 5's armors were kind of ugly.
I don't know what my computer's doing.
I don't know what it's doing either.
Like, everything I have on my second screen is disappearing every time I load in the game.
Hmm.
I've been having a problem with it. It keeps trying to read my other screen as my primary display, and it's infuriating me.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, I think I know. No, I do not want that.
Moment.
Okay, I think I have an idea as to why it's doing this now.
Ugh. Like, God, these are hideous. But, you know, I'm not going to be like some of these people and claim that, like, it's ruining Halo 3. I'm just going to say these are some ugly as shit armors and I just don't want to wear them.
Like, yeah, it's like one of those things of, like, again, it's free shit. And it even made a toggle where you could turn it on and off.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't...
I fixed it.
It's not... I guess in a way it is kind of gatekeeping, but, like, because they're saying that, like, it's just going to bring in a bunch of, like, COD and Fortnite fans. And it's just kind of like... I kind of think Halo's fan base is pretty limited, to be honest.
I don't think so much as limited, more so. I really don't... I don't think for the most part... I feel like gatekeeping now gets thrown around too much. Like, now it's like, if someone doesn't like something, they're like, you're gatekeeping it. It's like, maybe they just don't like it. But,
yeah. But I mean, to say that, like, oh, it's gonna bring in people that, like, don't deserve to like Halo or some stupid shit.
Well, yeah, that, yeah. Now, and I get some of the argument in the sense of, like, okay, you're kind of erasing over the history of the game, and since people don't really have physical copies anymore, there's really no way for people to really get that anymore. Oh, I overjumped them. What am I doing wrong? Please, if you're watching, please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay. Are you streaming it on YouTube, too?
Yeah, I'm streaming on both.
Oh, okay. I'll look on YouTube then. I don't have the Twitch app.
Oh,
on my
he didn't
phone
walk
right
back.
now.
Oh, no, I'm not reaching him. I know I did wrong on that one.
BBQ bands.
I don't know why. I never have a problem with a lot of achievements in Halo, but this one, I remember when it first came out, I had a problem with it for some reason.
Oh, I could never do this, like, in original Reach, but, well, one thing is you're jumping, like, he's way far ahead of you.
Well, I jumped when he was moving back. He still moved back to a spot. Or do you wait even further than that?
He needs to be, like, completely still.
I gotta still back up in time and run forward and still reach him.
Yeah.
Like now? No, he moved!
The problem is there's a delay, so I can't tell which time is your current attempt.
Oh,
I
God.
can't, like, oh yeah, like this time you did this or this time you did that, because we've been talking and you've already died like 3 times.
Okay. Whoop. Oh, come on, I reached him. I might have punched too early.
Yeah, you literally have to be like right above him, basically.
Hey, look. Let me draw the heat. Just deliver that package.
So that's what I did when I was able to do it. You gotta
Okay.
be like right on top of him and then just like hold that bumper down. Or B, whatever button you use to assassinate.
Well,
people.
I didn't hold it down enough to the point where I get the challenge done. I even survived and killed him with what says assassination, but the animation didn't play.
Well, then that's just fucked then. Because like I said, like my second try, I was able to get that done.
I just punched him in the back of the head.
So complete the mission Halo on legendary difficulty with all players and
Dang it.
mongooses to earn the Hazard Pay mongoose skin and 77,000 XP. Damn,
Stay low. Let me draw the heat.
like we could do that. It'd be easier with, well, maybe not easier with 4 people, but
Race you to it.
Yes! Finally. Oh, jeez.
5.
Well, that was weird. I killed the elite, and the grunts didn't even notice I killed him.
I feel like the social ones or seasonal ones, excuse me, are gonna be pretty easy to win for the most part.
They typically are. Normally, they're actually ones that are,
It's just winning and playing things.
yeah, yeah. I cannot believe it took me that long to do that. But where is it? What, I guess what category is it in?
It's in seasonal.
Mr. Chief. That's so freaking stupid.
It really is.
Uh,
But it's just one of those things of like I can say I was there and did it, I guess.
yeah, I'll rock it for a little bit. I'll probably go back to ODST soon enough, but
Like I said, I really like the other new helmet that they added.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not a fan of like the big visor helmets like EVA and
I'm not either.
stuff like that. I kind of like the more subtle ones.
Like, both Nick and Tower seem to like those types. I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. You like what you like, I guess.
Well, yeah.
They added
Defeat
robot
enemies.
arms for like everything, which is kind of cool. Like the new chest they added, the EXO/TSCS.
Oh, geez, win competitive matches. Shit.
Who the fuck plays ranked anymore? That's the only problem.
Well, to get that rifle skin, people will.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's why they do it.
Yeah.
Oh, collect skulls, terminals, data pads, or audio logs in campaign missions. That's neat. I like that one.
Yeah. Doesn't really
Firefight.
say how many you have to collect, but still.
Oh, if you complete. Oh, just by completing week. If you complete 30 weekly challenges, you'll get the Mr. Chief nameplate too.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right, so what's some PvP stuff to do since we can't play obviously campaign together?
I think we can play campaign, we just can't play, I think it's Halo 4 campaign.
I don't think you can play any.
I don't know. Here, let's see.
Let me start up. Yeah, join me. Real
Yeah,
quick.
no, because you're in Halo
Reach.
Reach campaign menu, and I can't join you.
Yeah.
So, which they're gonna fix that soon. So, but if push like came to shove, like if you guys were all on PC and really wanted to play it, then I mean, obviously I'd just get on my computer. But
There you go. Just invite you.
all right. Yeah, I had 5 points to unlock just because, like, and even like with these seasons, like, there's not really anything that I really want in them. So
Yeah, I just
kind of like
doing them. There's a couple weapon skins actually I kind of like for Halo 3, so I'm actually about to equip them.
the Halo 3 weapon skins are cool, and like even a lot of the Halo 1 stuff is pretty neat too.
I wish they gave some like vehicle skins in this one. They gave like at the very end there's a Mongoose skin you can unlock, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping for some more of that. Well, that's kind of cool. Golden or gray scales? I might go gray scales. That looks. I like the wintry themes. Now, what's that new sniper one I got? Ooh, red. That was kind of cool. They love that hazard pay skin. For whatever reason. Still there, Hayden? I think we lost him. Let's see. Yeah, as cool as Golden can be, yeah.
You didn't lose me. I was helping somebody with something.
Ah. Ooh, the Scorpio one looks cool for SMG.
Yeah, Halo 3 has a lot of weapon skins now. Hang on, let me see.
I'm not a big fan of the weapon skins getting too crazy is the thing. Like the pizza assault rifle and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that was in Halo 5, to be fair.
I know, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like I don't really like kind of that. I don't like when games go to that kind of style.
Yeah.
Just because. That was cool.
Wow. The unfortunate thing with microtransactions and stuff like that, it's just.
And people have to one up themselves again and again and again.
Yeah. What happened to one-upping with the actual gameplay? As opposed to just like shit to unlock. COD started that. And like in my opinion, gaming has been worse off for it.
Okay, as much as I might like the first two Modern Warfares and all that, COD I feel like was the start of the downfall in gaming.
It really was.
Especially Modern
shooters.
Warfare. As much as I enjoy Modern Warfare, that style of you get points per kills instead of, just actually completing and winning matches, and just the progression system and all of that, maybe I'm just like an old man over here going, it was better in my day, but I feel like it was better in our day.
It really was. Well, because I can remember when that kind of shift happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when Gears and Halo were like lesser games once COD 4 came out.
Look, you can't do this. I'm like, dude, it's just more fun. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Well, and like people said that Halo was like, quote unquote gayer and all this shit because you had like customizable armor and it was more arcadey and but there was that channel Girlfriend Reviews that I tell you about every now and then. They did a thing on Halo and the
Hayden,
girlfriend
real quick.
Yeah.
I know what we're playing.
Rocket Race? Is that what's
Rocket Race?
Nice. But yeah, so like what she was saying, and this is from an outsider looking in, which to me is a lot of times the best perspective. She said that the combat was actually more strategic and creative and tense than it is in stuff like COD, because it's not like the second you see somebody, they're dead.
Yep.
Which is kind of what I dislike about like COD and Battlefield and stuff like that.
And which is actually part of why. Which is also part of why even in Halo I dislike starting with precision weapons, so your battle rifle or DMRs, just because it makes it so quick. Like I kind of like to start with. I kind of feel like the battle rifle and DMR should be more so a. Oh, poor Red.
Just a pickup weapon, a special
Yeah,
weapon.
it should give you an advantage, right? Like, if you find one, you have a slight advantage over people who don't have one.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I prefer that handled, but now, like, everything starts right
Yeah.
with,
Well, that's 343's thing. And, like, even a lot of Halo 4 and 5 maps, they're not really built to have, like, close encounters.
Yeah.
They're
And the
built
thing
to,
is,
like, BR somebody across a hallway.
yeah, the thing is, like, it started with the MLG stuff, because, like, MLG game types, that was one of the things they were known for, actually. Like, when Halo 3
Yeah.
was around, was you're starting with the battle rifle, and not the assault rifle.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for it then. I still don't care for it now. Nope. I had the wrong control scheme. Shit. Drive me. I'll change it.
Okay. Damn it.
Gamepad. There we go. Button layout. Universal Reclaimer. Good.
This is one of the worst maps for Rocket Race. I really gotta say.
Alright, I'm back.
Because it's not a circle. It's a semicircle. It just... Yeah.
Haha.
Like every
Yeesh.
time somebody gets one, you have to just turn right back around.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Ah! What's happening?
At least we can't fall off the cliff.
Oh, thank God.
All right, let's do it.
Whoa! I didn't even know the place was right there for us.
All right, let's do it. Or red team.
Yeah, he's just running.
I
If
hate
I
it
was
when
him,
that happens.
I'll just find a point and stand on it and wait for it to spawn on me. Oh.
Come on.
I Red got it! Way to go, Red!
That's what I almost figured that it had to be something like that because
What are we doing?
I don't know. All right.
You know what game mode I want them to bring back?
Regicide, Juggernaut. I'm confused.
Well, both those are good picks, but multi-team.
Oh,
Don't worry about it, we're not getting it.
yeah.
Red's going for it? Oh. No, I was going for Red there. Hi, Red guy. I'm not going to be a dick and shoot you. Hey, you notice he wasn't a dick and shoot us. Ow!
Damn it. Damn it.
No, don't go into the grav lift.
Damn it. Damn it.
Hey.
Damn it.
No!
Oh my god. Alright. Go, 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 go.
I'm trying! I keep rounding up at the front of your vehicle. Hey! Stay positive.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell that we got that, because we came in. We lost to one guy. To a guy that was by himself. That's just insulting.
My 2 viewers just left during that game.
Ah, fuck. No.
Oh, that was fun for that one round.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that again if that's okay.
Alright, the challenges right now are for Halo 2 and 4.
Eat.
Or 2 Anniversary and 4.
Eat.
And was there any particular game modes that were better than others? Oh, it's player versus enemy. Player versus player. There we go. Objective medals. Wheelman, yeah. Okay. We'll add a little bit of everything in the search engine. Why not? Oh, so I guess I'm not going to say exactly where it is because it's on stream, but I'm back to where I once was when it comes to work.
Oh, so are you moving back, or are you just?
Well, no, because they don't have an office there anymore.
Oh,
Ah, shit,
Huh.
Swat.
potent cat fart.
Hey, we got Castro on our side. You know he's good at shooting people.
Is Castro really good at it, or is it just his regime?
Well, you know what? We're on his
Really?
team, so we're part of
Really?
Castro's regime now.
Doubt if Castro ever actually fired a gun in his life. If you're a good dictator, you don't have to kill people. If
You
people
mean
do
as
it
in
for you.
about to say, yeah. You have to word that one right. If you're a good dictator, it's not that they still kill people, but others kill. You don't have to do it
Other
yourself.
people get their hands dirty.
Yeah, you don't gotta worry about that shit. You're a
Ah,
dictator. You don't need that negativity in your life.
Yeah, you're trying to run a country.
All you want is your country to run efficiently, and you got all these people saying, "I want my freedom." Oh, I'm starving to death. Well, get over it.
You have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. God, I hate that phrase so much.
Well, I don't think you can if you're in a dictatorship.
Well, still, find some bootstraps. Wash up on the beach somewhere.
Listen, it's a dictatorship. More than likely, they've eaten their boots to try to stay alive already.
You know,
Well, I mean, that is a thing in, like Cuba and
sandwich
Venezuela.
tastes like a fried boot. My sandwich is a fried boot. This whole time I've been pressing left bumper to sprint, and now I know why that's not working. I mean, like, other than the graphics, there isn't really much of a difference between 4 and Reach.
There really isn't. Everyone who bitches about 4, all I have to say is, like,
4 is just Reach 2.0, basically.
Yeah. Which is why if people want to sit there and say that the direction that Halo has gone and has killed Halo, you don't need to blame 4. You need to blame Reach, all right? Like, Reach is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it started everything that people complain about in the modern Halo games, Reach started. From even loadouts, even though you can't really customize your loadouts in Reach, you still had loadouts with different abilities and things like that. That started in Reach. Not having playable elites as a standard in multiplayer started in Reach.
Yep.
The modern unlock system no longer even though it was still a good unlock system, I didn't mind it, but going away from achievement-based unlock system, which a lot of people talk about all the time now, started in Reach.
Yeah.
The aliens being no longer their, like, in-world selves, or I guess what the original universe selves were, in a sense of, like, elites were now way more brutish and made, no longer an elegant swordsman type species.
Let's be real. Like, the vast majority of, like, a lot of Halo fans that complain about shit like that, they just want to play Halo 3 over and over. And they want every game to just be, like, Halo 3.
And, like, I get it. Like, Halo 3 is my favorite to play, too. I love to play Halo 3 over and over. Guess what? I play Halo 3 over and over.
I don't expect that out of a new Halo game.
Yeah, that's why I don't bitch about Halo 5's multiplayer. I think Halo 5's multiplayer is a blast. I greatly enjoy it. I have my complaints here and there, but, like, overall, I think Halo 5's multiplayer is great.
Yeah.
I think its story sucks, but, I mean, that's, a whole different issue.
Yeah. Which, like, it's not just the story that sucks. Like, the campaign in general kind of sucks.
Well,
like,
yeah, the enemies aren't fun to fight.
Like, yeah, it's not even a case of, oh, it's fun to play, but the story's bad. Like, the campaign is just straight up garbage.
Yeah, it's like you don't have the 30 seconds of fun. You have, like, the hour or however long it takes to beat the game of grinding.
Yeah, that's
The new-
that's absolutely true.
The new enemies are very Destiny-like in a sense of they went, how do we make a more difficult enemy? Well, we'll just make you have to shoot them more. It's like, that's not what I mean. Like, hunters aren't necessarily, you know, bullet sponges compared to elites. It's just you have to use a different strategy to kill them.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like brutes, right? Like I still say Halo Reach actually I think did the brutes the best in the sense of being dropped in like a innocent population just to run around and kill people, but they have like no shields or anything, but they're just, you know, they are a bit bullet spongy, but at the same time, if you have a precision weapon, you can actually take them out pretty easily.
It's what they should have been in Halo 2, basically.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. And I mean, yeah, their bullet sponginess in Halo Reach wasn't that bad because they were counteracted by the fact of you just needed a different tactic, which was pick up a DMR. A couple headshots, they died. Like, again, Jackals aren't harder exactly than Grunts because they take more damage. They're harder than Grunts because they have a fucking shield. Or can use long-range weaponry. So, I don't know, I can't really think of a single game anymore where I can really go, yeah, they've, like, the enemy design is as intricate and complex maybe as, like, Halo 3 or 2 or anything like that, just because most games these days really are just, hey, harder enemy, bullet sponge. And that's kind of it. I think...
Well, yeah, that's Destiny's biggest issue for me.
Yeah, and the thing is, Destiny is a looter shooter, so I get it. It kind of doesn't feel as off with it in Destiny because it is a looter shooter, but
like with Borderlands, which is like critically acclaimed compared to Destiny.
Yeah,
like it's the same damn thing.
It is.
Like you're not
even though I've never really played Borderlands.
You're just spamming your abilities and your bigger guns against something that has more health.
I played Borderlands like once or twice, and that was kind of it. And
yeah,
I think I was just so underranked compared to who I was playing with that just didn't work.
That was my first experience with Borderlands, but then I like played 2 by myself, and I got, I guess, decently far in it. And then it's the same thing that always happened in it, where it's like, well, I don't have the biggest guns, and I don't have, you know, I don't know. I just really intensely dislike stuff like that. And I don't really get how, like, I don't know. Like, Borderlands is the only looter shooter like that that seems to be exempt from criticism.
Yeah,
just because, like,
it
has quote-unquote witty writing.
Now, admittedly, though, what saves both of those games in that sense is the fact of you are playing with a team of people, which means that, you know, it can be okay having a bullet sponge enemy if, hey, it's all of us friends working together to take down this one dude.
Yeah.
Like, that is what makes it fun, not the enemy design or anything else.
Yeah. Well, because, like, in Destiny, the strikes and stuff are always the best part, to me, at least.
Like, I mean, I did, what was it? Those, like, was it Nightmare? What was those? What were they called?
Oh, Nightfall.
Nightfall strikes. And, like, those were just, it made enemies more bullet spongy, let's be honest. But at the same time, because I was playing with groups of people and having fun with a group of people, it didn't feel as grindy. It felt more like, you know, they're bullet spongy, we need to work together, and the tactic was more so how do you work with your team than it was, you know, how do you take down the enemy. And so I'm not saying that's exactly good in a sense, well, but more so that it's acceptable, and I think those games because of that one fact.
Yeah. Well, I just liked Destiny 1 so much better than 2 overall.
I have still never played 2.
Did you like the first Destiny?
Yeah.
Then you'll like 2.
Well, here's the thing, though. I liked the first Destiny because I had a group of people who I enjoyed playing it with. Like, if it was just me, I don't think I would like the first Destiny.
Yeah, that's fair. Because, I mean, there's nothing there. It's pretty shallow, ultimately.
Like, even when I was playing alone, like, I enjoyed the fact I could be like, you know, hey, I'm ranking my guy up, so I can't wait to show someone, like, what I got. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait to show so-and-so this new skin I have for my dude. Like, that's kind of what my mindset was when playing Destiny solo.
Because that's like, I don't know. That's kind of the similar approach. Because like Destiny 2, like I know a lot of my online friends love it to death. But it's just
Like-
kind of, I don't know. That gameplay loop just gets kind of old to me.
And like back to Borderlands, like I actually do think if we got everyone together and went, let's start from scratch on Borderlands, I think we would probably have fun with it.
Yeah, I'm sure
Um,
we would.
But
Playing that game by yourself is a fucking nightmare.
yeah, what I think has happened though, I think a lot of game companies have taken the wrong lesson from both of those franchises, and just kind of went, "Oh, this is the type of gameplay people like," and it's like, no, it works in spite of that gameplay more so
Not
than anything
because
else.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And because if you're doing a team-based thing like that, it's kind of hard not to have to make them somewhat bullet spongy or possibly more enemies or something like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
even Halo kind of does it with Legendary when shit.
Well, like Reach especially.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh hey, I headshot this elite, and
And they can just
didn't
tank
even-
3 sniper shots in the head. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
he's just like, who threw that piece of paper at me?
But for the most part, like Halo only does that if you're doing like maybe like Lasso. Like if you're doing like Lasso, then you know that's where Halo would start saying, "Hey, you know, bullet sponge and unfairness."
Yeah, but even then, that's like something that the average person probably never. I mean, I've never.
Plays, yeah.
I've attempted like one mission on Lasso.
Well, I mean, you did. You had to complete it because you did. The recon helmet was Lasso for the last level, with 4 people.
I don't think it was Lasso. I think it was just Iron Skull.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was just Iron Skull.
Oh,
and then
wow, that's
they
much
gave you
more
4
doable.
ghosts. But Iron is still a bitch and a half. It's actually, I would say, it's worse on co-op.
Oh, totally. Well, I don't know because if you're single player, restarting the whole level, like, oh, I made one mistake.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
But at least if I made a mistake, I know that I made a mistake.
no, you're right, because I've only done.
If other people make mistakes and constantly set back my progress, that's when I actually start to get a little salty about it.
So, not to, like, be, like, full of myself, but normally I'm not the one who makes the mistakes, so I think I've kind of grown
yeah.
used to it.
And
But
I mean, not to say that I never make mistakes either, but it's just the fact of, like, if I make a mistake, I can at least just say to myself, like, it's kind of why I like free-for-all better than team games a lot of times. So then it's like, if I lost, I can at least just, like, blame myself.
yeah. Not like yeah, because now I think about it, yeah, I've only done Lasso on 1 level, and that was it, and that was Floodgate.
Yeah.
Which is such a weird level to do Lasso on. And people tell me all the time that's not the easiest level to do it on. It was the easiest for me, okay? Like, it was a piece of cake for me. So, compared to the others. It only took me, like, 1 afternoon to get through that 1 level.
Which is still pretty good for, you know.
Like, I'll take Floodgate on Lasso over Halo 2 Legendary any day of the week.
Yeah, I probably would too, to be honest.
The fact there's people who have done Gravemind on Legendary still just bewilder
Well, I
me
mean, you
on
did
Lasso.
it for
Or no,
me.
not I mean as on Lasso. I mean on Lasso.
Oh,
is what I meant.
God.
The fact there are people out there who have done Lasso on Gravemind is like it just doesn't because for Halo 2 Lasso you have to have 2 people. You just do. Like, because you can't risk going back to the very beginning of a level on some of these levels just because one sniper hit you. So with a teammate, you just go back to your checkpoint, and that's doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the fact that there's friends who have done that. Just I don't get it.
What the hell
Don't
is
get it.
this?
King of the Hill of Swords.
Clang of the Hill, it says.
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
They're kicking our ass.
know. I know Nick really loves Halo 4, but
I still don't really have much issues with most of it.
yeah, there's really not much like to complain about. It's just compared to the other games, at least to me.
So I think I just killed 2 people because I killed them. Like I think that worked on my end.
Because I'll take 2 and 3 like any day of the week.
Oh, same
Or
here.
4. Even over Reach, to be honest. I loved Reach back in the day, but it really hasn't aged that well.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
So I think that like the overall armor customization, in my opinion, was probably the best for Halo.
And the Forge. I mean, for the time,
Oh yeah.
you know, that Forge was just killer. I mean, that.
Well,
Forge
that was the
amazing.
last Halo game where like the average person even cared about Forge, because like
Yeah, which is kind of a shame because Halo 5's Forge is outstanding.
I literally never played a custom game in 4. Like I
didn't
honestly
either.
do not think that I ever played a custom game in 4.
But like for me, like I would really wish Halo 5 was on computer just so I could sit there and go to the custom games and play stuff
Yeah.
like Duck Hunt and shit. Like
Well,
that's just
Halo
fun.
5 Forge is on computer.
No, the Forge is, but like I'm talking about
And
like
they have
on
a customs browser.
they do, but I'm saying as in like for there was the playlist, that Action Stack playlist that actually had like stuff like was it Labyrinth and shit where
Oh yeah.
like you dropped in and 2 mantises and tried to like go through a labyrinth and hunt down players. Like that's just so cool.
Yeah,
Like-
Halo 5 had some really good shit.
And like the
Customs.
walls were destroyable too, so you'd be hiding behind a wall, next to a wall just get demolished by a freaking mantis. Like that's just fun. That's so fun.
I would say that if it was possible to like somehow get your like overlays and setup in it and everything, that
Oh, I totally would.
Halo 5 would be a good one.
I totally
for us to
would.
do.
Yeah.
If you had a capture card, you could do it, but those are like shit. I think the cheapest one is probably like $120.
So,
So,
speaking
it's
of
not
high
something
level
that I would-
equipment, I bought the i9 processor.
Yeah, I saw that in your text.
Yeah. I haven't installed it yet because I'm kind of working on a whole new build altogether.
Oh, okay.
So the i9 was the first piece to come in, and I have it like locked away in a fucking safe to make sure it doesn't get damaged. I have it locked in a fucking gun safe. Like,
But a buddy of mine managed to get a 3080,
so
like the graphics card.
what I think I'm going to do is I might even upgrade my computer tower with it. Like get a bigger one to make cord management easier. But also because what I might need, I might go ahead and also get some form of liquid cooling system, just because the i9 is going to run so fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
In my current case, it's not that good. Like it's good, but it's not great for heat management, and doesn't have, like, it has some good front fans. It has a decent back fan, but it's not great. It isn't great. So I think about getting a larger tower that has just more fans and has like the liquid or room that I can put the liquid cooling system in properly, and run that with the i9, and then get probably just a 2000 series for graphics card.
Yeah.
But I also need a new motherboard too, so I'm going to have to get a new motherboard.
Well, it's just like nobody really needs a 3080 for anything that's out right now.
Yeah, but people said the same thing
Like-
about like the 1060s and shit when they came out, and now it's outdated as fuck. Dang, I've had this damn
Oh.
thing for a long
A
ass
1060
time.
can still run Cyberpunk on like high. So I mean, I don't. I don't
So
really see
I guess
much of an
maybe
issue with that.
I guess mine is because of VR.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you can run the latest games still, like, just because it's not at, like, 4K fucking 120 FPS or 144 FPS or whatever it is, just, like...
So here's the build I'm working with right now. So I'm getting a new motherboard. I'm still checking out which exact motherboard I want. I have a couple on my selection that I'm looking at. A 2000s graphics card. I got the i9 processor. And I want to keep probably the same amount of RAM because I still have. I think I got 16 gigs of RAM, so I'm still okay with RAM for the most part.
Yeah.
And I might go ahead and splurge and get the SSD. And run like a dual system where I have like my
Yeah.
at least the boot up and the boot up and like some of the and like Streamlabs and shit like that all loading through the SSD because that way it won't get bottlenecked through anything. Just to make loading time for that a lot fucking easier.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the only problem is, again, SSDs, just their storage capacity is so low for the price.
Yeah, it'll eventually get to the point where.
Well, the good part is, like, I can still run a hard drive right with it, and I can still basically keep my, 8 terabyte hard drive I'm currently working with.
Yeah. But I gotta
Oh, we're gonna
say,
SWAT
like,
again.
even though the Series X is like only for gaming, well, I mean streaming and like watching stuff, not like streaming, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like it's just insane, like how fast shit loads. Like I want everybody to be on an SSD so that like everybody can like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't even know what made me think of this, but I think because you're talking about load times, and I'm thinking VR in my head still, because load times in VR are terrible. So I just got a mod for Skyrim that gives you the Alex gloves.
Oh,
So
that's
like you
dope.
can actually pick up items, and it also makes it so your hand can't go through things like it does before. So like if you want to just like, wreck someone's table, you can just like, rah, and like toss everything aside.
That's cool.
So I cannot wait for Saturday when I play my VR games and play that.
So you said Troy's gonna join us on Friday.
As of now, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So it looks like we'll probably still jump to Halo and still run the podcast. And so if
That's
everyone
what's up.
watching right now, still podcast on this Friday, 8:00. And yeah, so long as he joins, should be good.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't talked to Troy in, well, whenever we played Among Us that one time.
To be honest, it's probably the last time I've talked to him too, other than just chatting in Discord. Because like I sit on like the
Yeah.
i9 stuff, and he was like, "Damn, that's a fucking workhorse." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it." And he's like, you might want to check if you need a new motherboard." I was like, "Thank you for telling me that, or else I probably would have."
Oh, God.
I didn't even think about my motherboard at first. That my motherboard wouldn't be able to accept it. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, man, do I still want to get it? Because it was on a deep sale. It was over like $150 off of it. So I was like, I kind of want to go ahead and buy it, and then I can get my motherboard second because the motherboard's cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
Because the i9, I mean, its standard price was like $550 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what's the 3080 at? Like 1500
Good
USD.
God.
Yeah.
See, the
That's
2000s are
that's
still
just
within are still like kind of within reason. So
Yeah. I mean, like, relatively speaking.
I'm basically it's basically what my 1600 was when I bought my 1600. So
Yeah. You mean your 1060.
yeah, that's what I meant.
But yeah. No, I totally get that. But, like...
Yeah, I don't see why you would get
if I
a
had
3 at this
paid
point.
$1,500 for just a graphics card, like, I don't know, my cheekbone would be breaking. Put it that way.
So here's my one hiccup during all this. I didn't know I was getting this new job.
Mm-hmm.
This new job's gonna have me traveling quite a bit again, which
Yeah.
I like traveling, so I'm totally cool with that. But what that also means is I want to have a kick-ass laptop that I can carry with me that can do everything. And
Yeah.
Cal was like, you can ask Tyler for that laptop back. And I was like, that laptop is no longer really a kick-ass laptop to do all that with.
No. Tyler said he can hardly run Master Chief Collection on it, which is kind of surprising because my graphics card and mine is like far weaker.
He should be able to. That he might have to. What might have to be is he might just need to lower the settings just slightly. Like it might be like defaulting to high or whatever, and he might just need to run like on medium. You know what I mean?
Well, there's only. Well, no, yeah, they did add more graphics presets on computer.
Yeah.
Because before it used to just be like performance original or enhanced. But now you can like go in there and actually just lower everything, which is what I've done. And I mean, to be honest, the game really doesn't look that much different.
Yeah, like I mean, if he just sat there and just set the performance or whatever, it would run no problem on that laptop. He's only just now getting into computer gaming though, so I don't think he knows he can do all that stuff.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Like I didn't really know all about that stuff when I first got, because like when I first got into computer gaming, it was I was like, man, how do I figure out like how much? Dude, triple kill. Damn, I could have had it over, and I just fucked up. I panicked.
I guess the good thing with me is that I only play like 5 fucking games. So
see, I play quite a bit.
I don't know. Like I play Halo. I probably look forward to every Elder Scrolls game, like Elder Scrolls 6, whenever that's coming out. I still play Skyrim.
I completely forgot. I got a mod, so I have Morrowind VR now. It is so neat. Good. It is actually really solid. So here's the only issue. So see all these complaints in it that say like, yeah, but you know you can't like it doesn't read well. Your controllers don't read well and all this stuff, right? Like you can't hit anything because like the controllers are just not reading well. It's like no, that's not at all. Controllers read great. It's that it still has the same mechanic of you have to increase your fighting to be able to hit. So even if you hit them in VR, it doesn't always count as a hit because it still is running off that old system. So like you'll just stand over something and you're like, I am hitting you, I know it, and like you only get like 1 or 2 out of your 20 hits in because you haven't raked anything up yet.
And see, like I don't know. That's where I kind of like draw the line with a lot of these like purists that say Morrowind is the only good Elder Scrolls game and all that stupid shit. I'm just like, okay, but like, can I hit somebody in Skyrim when I'm in front of them and press the right trigger? Yes. Whether it is a better game is one thing, but if it's a game, is it a game that is instantly accessible? No, it is not.
My whole thing is, so I like going and actually playing Morrowind. I totally get where they're coming from in a sense that Morrowind, when they say Morrowind's the greatest Elder Scrolls, I get where they're coming from. The characters, all the characters you talk to are better, and the reason is you can write more rich dialogue because you don't have to record the shit, right? So when you're having a conversation, if you're one of the people who don't mind reading shit, you get so much more rich dialogue from everyone, and it's not just the same. Ah, yes, and like the same 3 voice actors. You kind of just you envision it to a certain degree, right? Yeah. So it. Yeah. The story of Morrowind is awesome. I love the enemy designs are freaking great. I love the enemy designs for just like the random shit you find in nature. I mean, just awesome.
Well, what's really funny to me is like the way that I look at Morrowind, and then like a lot of people I know where Skyrim was their first Elder Scrolls game, they look at Oblivion the way that I look at Morrowind.
Like, how could you have
they're
ever
just,
like?
Yeah, they're just like, oh my god, like everybody's faces are so hideous, and like weapons actually break, and
which
I'm just kind of like,
I know that
for
people
2006, it was pretty damn cool.
I kind of like the whole weapons breaking thing. Again, I add to the RPG, and it would make even more sense in Skyrim because you have like a whole smithing perk line. You could be, make
now,
more durable weapons.
That like in hindsight, like Skyrim definitely catered to the casual audience, which is fine because it honestly put Bethesda in the position that they're in now.
And
where they're like one of the biggest gaming publishers like ever.
And let's also be honest,
Um,
like, there's a reason why people are still playing Skyrim. The world
Yeah.
that they created in Skyrim is fun as shit to explore. It is still
Yeah.
looks good enough that even though, like, it's as old as it is, the faces and all, yeah, you could just say they kind of look kind of funky to a certain degree, but they don't look bad, right?
Yeah, Oblivions
And-
actually look kind of scary.
They do. Like, even for the time, they weren't great.
No.
Like, it's like Halo 3 human faces, right? Like,
Yeah.
even for the time, we all kind of went like, ugh, like Miranda Keys.
Yeah. Yeah. Any of the Marines, really.
Yeah.
They
And,
look
like-
even worse.
And it was because it was that weird time in animation where they could show more. Well, I need to turn off SWAT. Where
I
they
was
could
gonna
actually.
say,
They could show more, like, features in their faces, but the only way to do it was by creating very monstrous looking faces. So.
jeez.
Which, you know, that's a portion that you kind of have
In
to
a
go
weird
through to get
kinda
to where we are
way,
now.
Like, Halo 1 and 2 faces actually looked better, like, to me,
Yeah,
than a lot
no,
of
I
Halo
agree.
3 faces.
Well, because it does. So I think Halo 3, if you're trying to be objective, it is better when it comes to how it looks. In a way, I think what kills it is the uncanny valley effect, where it's like it's close enough to being somewhat like those facial features. Like those are somewhat real facial features, but man, is that thing disgusting and not human. Like. That I think it's the uncanny valley effect more so than it is that it's bad. And again, it's not.
Or cheeks. It's like
That's
an
great.
8th grade roll call prank. Like,
But yeah, it's like there's a lot of games in that kind of time period that did that though. Like I'm also sorry, I get a kind of uncanny valley effect with oh god, what was that? It was that like was it just called Noir? Is what it was? What was it?
what? Oh, L.A. Noire? Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, those were horrible.
And people go, well, it was so great because it was like so immersive and all that. I'm like, yeah, but the face, like I get that you're showing emotion in the face, but the faces are so not human
Well,
looking. I
yeah.
can't get
It's
past
like
that.
the Lion King remakes.
Oh yeah.
Remake, I guess, where, like, when they're smiling, they just look like a fucking animal that wants to eat you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of horrifying. But, like, in the animated movie and animation in general, ideally, you can give animals human-like qualities, and it doesn't look scary.
I know. Well, it's because they don't. So like they give like
So-
certain qualities, but because it's so exaggerated, like people have done this whole thing where they've like taken like Disney princesses and made their proportions human, and they
Yeah.
look fucking creepy, right? They look like just frightening, and their proportions are completely normal. It's just that when you see something that's not human look so human, it just doesn't. Yeah.
Like, if it's in... I don't know.
Now, why we developed this part of our brain that says, hey, things that look human but aren't are terrifying to humans, Lord only knows why that got put into our system, but I think like the meme is that, there must have been something so awful that could like change the form into like somewhat humans that we had to develop the skill to overcome them.
'Cause- I don't know.
But I
They've
mean,
just
and
been, like, warring with other, like, human or non-human, like, primates.
I was about to say, so my
Okay.
theory has always been the fact of there was multiple species of human. So, like, like there was like at one point like over.
Well, I mean, there are...
It was in the
there are
double
multiple
digits, right?
species of humanity. It's just that we're the current and, I guess, up to date most evolved.
But what I'm saying is that there was a point when like over 10 different species of human all lived on Earth at the same time, where
Yeah.
like Homo erectus was fighting and killing the Neanderthals and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it has to do more so with that is my kind of thought process is that
we've
You-
evolved to the point where they look kind of foreign, I guess.
or that, Neanderthals are humans in a way, but they do look a little different. So maybe as a defense mechanism, like our species, just Homo erectus in general, decided, or kind of, it kind of got built into us that if something looks somewhat human but isn't, or more accurately, looks somewhat like Homo erectus but is instead a Neanderthal, we should be worried because our tribes warred for so long, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it's just implanted in us at this point.
Well, and I don't know. That's what pisses me off, like, a lot of times with, like, I'm just gonna say it, the religious angle of a lot of people, where it's like, we didn't fucking come from monkeys, and like...
Listen, here's
we
my
didn't
thing.
come from monkeys. We shared a common ancestor.
Yeah, we evolved this way, they evolved that way.
That's why monkeys and apes are two different species.
And why they aren't turning into humans as we speak.
Yeah.
Not the I be honest, what's even more I want to word this correctly. I'm not saying this is real, but I'm saying, to me, this makes more sense than denying evolution, like just a standard, like just humans just existed because God. The alien angle that they interfered and like messed with our genetics, to me, makes more sense than that. Like, because there's a lot of people who do believe that also, that like basically that you had like, which explains kind of the whole missing link angle, is that at some point aliens came down and started experimenting, trying different things, and what do you know, hey, we have these subspecies of humans that are now just existing, basically. So, like, that still is out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I agree with it. All I'm saying is it makes more sense than just everyone's there. Mind you, I'm a Christian. I'm saying this, right? Like, I believe in here's the thing. Most religious people typically believe in evolution.
Yeah.
But you do have some of those crazy wackos.
No, what I was saying, oh my god, too, was there's a guy, like, in one of the stream chats that I'm in a lot, and he hates Lydia from Skyrim. And he calls her, like, Thoughtia and Lyda Thought and, like, other, thought-based, not-so-clever nicknames. But he's like, look at this, like, candid photo I found of Lydia, and it's the guy from Star Wars.
Oh, God.
I don't know, it just really got me.
I don't know what's all the hate. So when I posted that video of like Lydia like just all glitching out and starting to just kill everybody while T-posing, like I got like a bunch of comments going like, oh, why'd you pick Lydia? And I'm like, what's wrong with Lydia? She can wear heavy armor. She's good with heavy weapons. I mean, I
think a lot of people just, like, since she's the first, are like a basic bitch kind of follower in a lot of ways.
Yeah, she is, but it's like I
don't care, but
like, do I want a babe next to me at all times, or I want some dude?
I want I don't have any followers in Skyrim most of the time.
I actually used to never have followers. For like the longest time in Skyrim, I would never use followers. And then I realized how effective they are at basically just sponging, like being bullet sponges in a way, or sword sponges.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is great. Like, I can take on anyone as long as I have like a follower with me.
Being able to, like, pawn shit off to them for safety.
Oh, and that's just such another big thing. Because I love, like, going into Dwemer Ruins and just, we're playing King of the Hill.
Yeah, I kind of wondered why our score wasn't going up. And
that explains it, yeah. Why. But
because I was like, man, I'm getting kills left and right. What the fuck are these people's problem?
Yeah, like I like having Lydia. I don't know what's all the hate. Where is the love?
I don't know.
And I get like saying you prefer others than her to a certain regard, even though I don't really know which others I would prefer.
I don't really know enough about other followers in Skyrim, to be honest. I know.
So, this is going to sound bad, but for the most part, I just kind of pick my follower and who looks the coolest. or not the coolest, or who looks the coolest or looks the hottest. One of the two. Depends on my feeling. Like, I'm just saying, if I gotta look at you this entire time, at least I want something good to look at.
There was somebody that was saying that about, like, we were talking about playing as, like, women characters and stuff. And, some guy's like, well, I want to be able to look at it when I'm playing that. So I'm like, okay, that's fair.
I mean, that is actually one of the better reasonings I've heard, so...
I just find that a lot of times, like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one instance, like the female lead is just written a lot better. As weird as that sounds.
See, maybe just my bad experience, but typically I find the opposite to be the case, and so that's why I've, like, never done it.
Well, I know, like, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like, the female lead, Cassandra, like, she just has, like, so much more, like, sass and personality and, like, depth. And, like, the male lead is just kind of this, like, hark, madam, like, I will henceforth, like, solve your, you know, dilemma, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just kind of like, oh, my God. Like, it's just, what it was that they wanted only a female lead for that game, but then their corporate marketing team said nobody would want to play as a lady character. So then they just kind of tacked on a male lead at the last minute. And
so,
it just really shows.
I get where they're coming from. However, Metroid...
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, yeah, another good example. I mean...
a lot of the Resident Evil games.
I'm trying to think of what was that game with the dinosaur, like robot dinosaurs and all that everyone loved?
You got me.
That was on PlayStation 4, First Horizon,
Horizon
or whatever.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, Aloy is a great character.
But I'm like, you know, for the most part, as long as you write a good character, people don't mind playing as a woman. It just has to be a good character.
Yeah.
Like, you can't... The minute... Now, like, if the marketing team, like, goes crazy saying, like, look at this, it's a woman, then, I know, okay, so it's probably not that great of a character if you're just pushing the woman angle, because you would also, you know... And there's, like, some cases where I don't think it works entirely. Like, I after playing, like, the little bit I did of Gears 4, when I got Gears 5, I had no intention on really ever... Like, I played, like, 2 minutes of it with her, and I was like, I don't care for this person. And that was kind of it, but, like... And also, because I don't think Gears suits itself well for women.
I don't think anybody cares about Gears 5, to be fair.
Well, again, I think Gears lost sight of what made it Gears. Like, what made it Gears was a bro fest. It was literally just steroid pump roided dudes just literally punching aliens to death. Like,
that's kind of Microsoft's problem in general, is that, like, they just kind of keep resuscitating the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
Like, and it's okay to have a brand, because Sony does the same damn thing, as does Nintendo. But the difference is that, like, look at Ocarina of Time and then Breath of the Wild. Like,
so what I would say is
2 games in the same series.
Breath of the Wild still kind of stays true to the atmosphere overall of a Zelda game.
I totally don't get why people are like, it's not a real Zelda game. Yeah,
no, it's still, like, again, that's my biggest problem with Gears in general now. Like, Gears 4 was the start of it, but Gears 5 really pushes it, where the biggest point I can point to was, like, the architecture. The architecture completely changed from that, like, modern Gothic style of architecture that made the Gears world, to me, the Gears world. That kind of interesting style of art direction is what made it what it was in many ways. And when you took that away,
well,
it just felt like
Halo's
another
art direction and how it changed.
Yes, entirely. And so when you took that away from Gears, and in cases like Halo, for Halo 4 and 5, it didn't just change the art, it changed the overall game, like, completely, altogether, completely overhauled everything about it. And I mean, what made Gears in many ways was, like I said, it was a bro fest. It was big steroid pump dudes punching aliens. Like, that was, and I know they're not aliens, but, you know, just is what it, monsters or whatever. So, yeah. So, like you look at Gears 1, I mean, look at what happened with Cole.
It's been there for like 10 minutes, but I'm on the phone.
Okay, yep, I'll go get it. Yeah, it's about over. But, yeah, like, I look at all the characters in Gears 1, but then look at all the characters in Gears 5. Like, I'm sorry, if your biceps are under 26 inches, you don't belong in a Gears game. Well, and it's not because of a, thing, but think like if they remade Commando, but used, who would be a good actor to explain this more? Who's kind of like a scrawny dude, but still kind of cool?
Orlando Bloom.
I don't think he's that cool, but sure, we'll go with it. Yeah, you remake Commando with Orlando.
Legolas, man. Bullshit, he's not cool.
Legolas is cool. Orlando Bloom is so-so.
Viggo Mortensen's still pretty cool. Like, outside of being Aragorn, I mean.
Okay, so actually he would make a good example. So you got him, because I guess I still think of, he's cool as shit, right? Like, Aragorn is cool as shit. He can play a cool as shit character. But if you made I'll go, instead of Commando, I'll say, Conan. Like,
oh god.
I'm sorry, he wouldn't make a good Conan, and it wouldn't feel like the Conan world if he was Conan, because guess what? He's not ginormous. Gears was that. Gears was like, it worked because of the art style in many ways and the atmosphere it created. And when you got away from that and made everyone to be quote unquote, more relatable and things like that, I hate to say it, you ruined the magic. Like, that was not a game where I think people needed to entirely be more relatable. It was basically like it was just kind of a fantasy kind of thing of jumping in as some hulking dude busting skulls like that. It was just pretty much a fantasy world in that regard. Like, that's kind of what people wanted out of Gears. And when you change that, and again, like you said, Microsoft has a habit of doing this when it comes to resuscitating their games. They go, we're going to make it for the new market. And it's like, you keep its core. Like, Doom did it right. Doom totally did it right. God of War. It completely changed up every aspect of how their game kind of played in many ways, but kept the spirit and the atmosphere true to what it was.
Yep.
But I'll be right back. I need to go grab some pizza that just arrived.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And your audio is still going on my stream, so feel free to talk to people if you so choose, even if you can't see them or hear them, or just mute yourself, whatever you prefer.
Are you talking to me? Okay. Yeah, looks ugly.
Oh! I would say, what's up, home slice, but I got a pizza slice.
Wow, that was lame as shit.
And that was you holding back.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, see, I have to get my like ranting. We have to get our game discussions out some other way, like sometimes because you know, we still have to, you know, like Tyler has to still be able to have a conversation, and this type of conversation, I don't think he would be able to be in.
Yeah, that's
Oh, pizza! I'll have a slice real quick before we start.
which I mean, like, you know, it is what it is. But I think that Tyler would like a lot of the more like cinematic type games like that.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Maybe like watching somebody else play them. If, you know. I mean, I'm not the best gamer out there. I'll admit it.
Yeah, I used to be able to hold my own at some games, and not anymore.
Like, to be honest, like even Halo, when I'm not like talking and can just like 100% focus on the game, I still don't really do that bad. I'm not, you know, great, I would say, but I usually have like a positive KD at least.
Yeah, if I'm focused, I usually still do well at Halo, but like I was like, man, I was almost ranked 50 in Halo 3 back in the day, and like there's no fucking way I'm doing that again.
No.
Hey, Jay, Outcast.
Oh. Just Jedi Outcast. Did you see where, well, maybe I should save it. Well, no, I'm not going to save it for Friday, because Tyler doesn't give a shit. There's going to be a third Knights of the Old Republic game. They're rumored.
Yeah, I saw.
It's either going to be a third game or a remake. I would hope remake, if it's true.
I agree.
But third game would also be kind of nice.
Like, this is going to sound really pessimistic of me, but almost all, like, modern shit in general has been just terribly disappointing to me. And, like, I don't want to see other franchises that I really love continue to be affected by the modernization of it. I know that sounds like so, like, old man of me to say, but, like...
I mean, I get it to an extent.
Like, just saying, like, look what happened, like, Star Wars and...
Yeah.
Just... And even, like... I don't know, I still pay attention to like, the comic book world a little bit, and, like, if you look at what's happening right now with, like, DC Comics and a lot of shit they've been just doing, it's just... Like...
Well, this is gonna sound a little hippie-ish of me, but when super huge, like, big money gets involved with that kind of stuff...
Yep.
It's when it tends to go downhill. And I know that Star Wars and stuff like that has always kind of been big money because, I mean,
well, it's
people
not so
gotta
much
get
the
fucking paid, you know?
It used to be big money was, like, for the most part, it used to be the people who invested in movies typically were saying it was an investment, like an honest investment, in the sense of they would front the money to the person making the movie because they liked the vision that that person had and they knew they would get a big return on their investment.
And
now it's
just,
corporations
we can be
that just
lazy as shit and get a big return on our investment.
Well, you know, back then, because they wanted just that return on investment with little work, which sounds bad, what happened was they basically were hands off in a lot of ways for a while. Now they're no longer hands off. Now they want to have a direct impact on whatever it is they're also peddling, and that's where it gets bad. And now that, like, look, and Mandalorian had a ton of money behind it. It's just they didn't care to be involved.
Yeah.
So,
which honestly makes Mandalorian probably the best Disney Star Wars product.
Which is why I still say Season 2 not as good as Season 1. Once they started getting more involved, they started doing some stuff that I didn't really care for, that I thought was definitely just, hey, just do this so you can set up the new show we're doing with this character kind of deal. And it had no relevance to the fucking story. Like, as I like Ahsoka. I will be willing to watch her show to see how it starts off. That whole episode can be completely cut from The Mandalorian and nothing would fucking change. At all.
Yeah.
I mean, just have someone else tell him to take the baby to this new spot here. Like, it just... Nothing in the whole fucking series changes because of that Ahsoka episode. So the whole episode could be taken out. It was all done strictly to basically remind people, hey, she's here, and here's the actress. And the actress did a great job. Like, I like the actress as Ahsoka. She did a great job.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
Rosario Dawson never really mails in a performance, is the thing.
Yeah, so like, she did a great job as Ahsoka. I'm excited for the show. I did not like her in Mandalorian in the sense of the whole episode was worthless for the story. While the first season of Mandalorian was a bit more compressed, and because of that, like, most episodes served some kind of purpose.
But I know a guy, like, on Twitch, and he's a super nice guy. Like, honestly, probably one of the nicest people I think I've ever met, like, in my life. He's a musical theater, like, nut. But he's also, like, a huge Star Wars fan. And it's gonna sound bad. He's the type of person that Lucasfilm is catering to right now.
I know what
Like,
you mean, yeah.
Literally anything that has Star Wars on it, and this is by his own admission, he will buy it. Or watch it, consume it, whatever. Like, he watched, it was a 30-second sizzler thing for the Rogue Squadron movie that's being directed by the Wonder Woman director, which,
Yeah.
he
I'm
was
sorry, that new Wonder
crying
Woman
during
sucked.
that. It was a bunch of people in Rebel pilot uniforms walking towards an X-wing. That's literally all it was.
As I'm not trying to criticize people's passions and what they enjoy, and my rule is always, listen, enjoy what you enjoy, you know,
yeah.
obviously. But at another stance, I also have to kind of just say, listen, when you're shedding tears over an entertainment thing, that's not like because the thing is sad or something like that, or, like in sense of just it's happening kind of tears. I really think you're lacking something maybe in your main life that you might want to start searching out for. Like,
Well, that's the thing, is, like, I mean, he's married, like, he's very, like, content with his life.
but that's
Like,
it. Content
his whole
doesn't.
thing is, like, acting in, like, local and musical theater and stuff like that. So, I mean,
All right, you can have your entire life together, quote unquote, and still not ever really have that true amount of fulfillment from your just life. To me, like,
well, I mean, it depends on what you consider fulfillment. I would think that's kind of something a little more subjective, to be honest.
it is, but I think fulfillment in general should be fulfillment in the sense of I could take everything you have away from you and you can never see it again, yet you would still be okay as a human being and a person. I feel like when that's the moment when you can really say you've been fulfilled, or you have fulfillment in your own as a person, as in you are comfortable with who you are, no matter what you're going through or what you're in. And so, again, like, I get chill bumps in game trailers sometimes. Like, I totally get that, but I also feel like it's just kind of a, no one really has firm control of their emotions anymore. And it just, I don't think it's good entirely that we're kind of like that now as a society. Like, look at, like, how some people are, and again, I'm not saying, like, anything, I don't mean this like in exactly a bad way about them, but, like, some people who are like at Comic-Con and freak out a bit over the top, right? Like,
Yeah.
I get being happy. I get being excited. But some people, I just don't have control of their emotions. And I think that it's more and more people, and I just, because it also has a negative effect of, when you're that, oh shit, he just sashed at me. When you get that freaking over the top over something as simple as that, how are you also when bad things happens? Like, typically, if you get that over the top when, with something that's good, you also kind of are the other way when something is bad.
Yeah.
Which is very, very harmful in the sense of, like, you can, I mean, that's where people just break down and lose it because they just don't know how to process their emotions. And I feel like now showing emotions is considered processing the emotions when that's not really the truth. It's you can show your emotions, don't get me wrong. But processing your emotions is more so being able to control them and have your emotions work almost for you than you work for them kind of deal.
Oh, yeah. And I would say that there's more people than you think that can exhibit, emotional control.
Oh, no, I believe there's probably... I believe so. But I believe we have a culture where that's not really the case. I'm not saying so much for people in general. I'm more so, I guess, mean for the culture, and that we're seeing it increase more and more, where people are kind of just letting everything out, but I don't think in exactly a healthy way, and more so a just everything out kind of way. And that's not what it means to be in control of your emotions. That's just you being a slave to your emotions. Just like how if you become the other way, where it's like, I will show nothing. Well, you're also a slave to your emotions, because you're having to change everything about yourself for your again, they're not working for you. You're now still a slave to them, even if you're on the other side of the aisle, which, the whole, no, I'm a man, I can't cry. Like, that's also bad. Like, you need to, it's okay to have them and all. I mean, that's not the case. It's just that don't allow them to control you is kind of my thing. And I just think we're kind of in a society now that kind of encourages the lack of control, which I don't think is entirely healthy overall for mentally for people.
No.
Another note, I would be happy for the Rogue Squadron movie if it wasn't being made right now.
I know exactly what you mean by that.
Like, after playing the new Squadrons game, I have zero hope for the movie. I know they're not entirely connected, but like, I just...
It's gonna... Yeah. I don't... And, like, that's the thing, is, like, there's still good stuff being made. It's just that, like, brands that you used to expect quality from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, it's kind of like what Jay and them have said, I think in their last, like, the half in the bag for The Last Jedi, where it's like, the older movies, people were excited for them because they were good movies, and not just because they were Star Wars movies.
Entirely.
And that's what I see a lot of that with, like, crying at the Rogue Squadron trailer. And
They're not
like,
crying because they know anything about the movie or that it's going to be good. They're crying because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. But, like I said, I mean,
like, again, I'm happy for Halo Infinite. I thought the trailers looked great.
yeah.
Like,
but
Halo,
as far as
I know, like,
crying over it.
Yeah, like Halo.
Well, one thing, if you're crying over Halo, I mean, no offense, but like, that game ain't worth fucking crying over.
No.
Let's be real.
But like,
I was mildly disappointed when Cortana died. I was not like an emotional wreck. And I grew up with Halo, like literally. And I was just kind of like, well, that sucks.
Well, you know what's really sad is the fact in the last Star Wars movie when I thought Chewbacca died, my first, like, I had almost no emotional reaction to it. My only reaction was, wow, they just did that. Like, I had just become so numb to Star Wars over the other two movies that I didn't even care when one of the most beloved characters died.
Yeah, like, it means nothing.
I give him some...
Absolutely nothing. I felt bad when Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah.
Just because, like, that's an actual, human being, but...
I was kind of like, listen, you already screwed over Han and Luke. I mean, Leia, sure, okay. Kill, let the past die, or whatever.
Well, I mean, at least Leia dying, not to be morbid, it kind of made sense, because, I mean, what else could you have really done with the character? That's the only one where I'm kind of like, I get it. And I get Han Solo, too, just because Harrison Ford wanted out of the fucking franchise.
My whole thing, then, make a movie where you don't have to literally require the old characters to carry it forward.
Yeah. No, I think the movies would have been much better off without the old characters.
And also, Don't build up storylines for your new characters and throw them out the window like you did Finn. All right, I'm sorry. They did Finn dirty. They totally did Finn dirty.
Even the prequels pretty much only kept the characters that were like semi-necessary.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, granted, the whole like R2 3PO slapstick stuff is a little bit.
Yeah, I really think the prequels would bear off if they just didn't have R2 or C-3PO in it at all.
Yeah, and R2's my
that,
favorite character, and I'll say that.
Because that would also have been sort of the charm of the fourth movie, is that these two random droids happen to get caught up in this. Not, hey, this droid was created by Darth Vader. And
yeah, like R2's got some major PTSD.
I know.
He can't even tell anybody what he saw. like I just saw my master fucking kill his wife. And he's just like,
right
beep,
there.
beep, 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 beep. And like, that's a good one, R2. He's trying to think.
Okay, I'm just going to also point out this. When did R2 get back on the ship with Obi-Wan? Was it was there a scene of that happening after Obi-Wan killed Anakin? Or not killed Anakin, but, cut him up?
I don't think they showed it, but I guess you could reasonably
say that he went up there and was like, R2, come along, and then R2 hops on the ship. I get that, but
like 3PO's there.
The way it kind of looks like it just kind of like, in my mind, it's just going, well, only a Sith deals in absolutes. And then they, start fucking fighting, and then like R2 sees them like run away with lightsaber and it goes, and just hops aboard the ship. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's. That's
kind of the feeling I get from it.
Even like that whole Force Awakens bullshit, where he just suddenly decides to power on.
Oh yeah, basically like the power of fucking love, almost kind of deal.
And you talk about some major Deus Ex Machina right there. That is, yeah. I liked The Force Awakens, like, when I first saw it, and I was just kind of like, really? Like, that's where you're going with this? And the whole, like, map to Luke thing didn't really even make any sense.
No sense at all. And,
like,
I mean, neither did the map to...
be found, why would he make a map?
And neither did the map for the fucking... Like, entirely.
If they knew where he was, why didn't they just go there? Instead of making a map for, like, other people to, look for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
just
then you had...
that whole plot thing, that's just kind of J.J. Abrams more than anything, though.
Well, then you had, like, fucking, the Sith one where it was like, okay, so there's only 2 of these damn things in the universe to get to this planet. So how'd you get all these armies here? I'm just saying. Like, how did all those people fucking get there?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said when it came to the last one, it was like, hey, there's only 2 Sith holocrons to get you to this planet. Okay, so how did these, like, fucking ridiculous amount of troops all get there? How did you get resources in on the planet?
As much as you're not supposed to think about, like... Oh, God. I don't...
If you would have hit
Rise of
squad,
Skywalker is just
teammates
Rise of
that was in
Skywalker.
the
Like
game
I
that
said,
quit,
to me,
would've
that's
been able to
easily
do
the
that
worst
as
Star
well
Wars
as-
movie.
And then you have your
I mean, literally
team, or
nothing
other way around.
happens that I remotely cared about.
I don't know.
At least the first time I saw The Last Jedi, I was still interested in what was gonna happen.
I don't know.
Like with Rise of Skywalker, I was just like, what even is this? Like, who is this for?
So
It's just a fucking mess.
as bad as Rise of Skywalker is, I don't really know. I don't know what direction you take it after what they did in the second one. I don't.
Well,
I don't know what you could even have done with it.
That was just the thing in general, really. But like,
I mean, when you built your house on shifting sand, like, of course it's gonna crumble. Like,
yeah, but I don't know.
Just, And again, like,
it's so weird because like it was a movie that was really made by committee, and like usually a movie made by a committee, like the Marvel movies are still pretty like cohesive. You know?
yeah, I don't know what happened with any of it.
Like,
the
like
whole
you mentioned
mesh.
you mentioned like the hands-on approach from like the people like investing in the movie, but like I don't really know whose hands were on it. Because,
I don't
like,
think
none
anyone
of
wanted
them-
their hands on it.
none of them tie together like any of the 3 new movies. Like
And
none of them make any sense.
Well, it's
just
like-
by themselves.
Poe became a complete side character. Not even a side
Oh.
character. He no longer existed. He was pretty much the Wedge Antilles at that point. I'm sorry. Like,
Shit, Wedge was better.
well, yeah, at least Wedge blew up the Death Star.
It's true.
Or, I guess he destroyed the shield so the Millennium Falcon could destroy the Death Star. But, yeah, it's like, just completely relegated as a complete side character when he's like he's the opening freaking character of the first movie. I mean, is he? I think it starts with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts with him and BB-8. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to find Luke. And then, like, it's been his quest this entire time. And then for some reason, they're like, yeah, let's not have him go with Rey. Let's have none of them go except Rey. And again, I feel bad because I think Rey's character could have been so good. And I just think they fucked it up. But, like, Finn, they set him up for so much shit in the first one. And they totally set him up to be another Jedi. That there would be 2 of them. Totally
Yeah.
set that up.
Yeah.
And out the window.
He has to
And
tell
even,
Rey something.
Yeah, even his actor came out and basically said, "I'm not working with Disney again." He's like, and he even said, like, "Listen, they basically sold me a character that didn't exist."
Yeah.
Like, it is clear that he was promised that he would be one of the main stars of this franchise, and he
That's
was
his whole
relegated.
thing afterwards. Is he's like, you ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Yeah, and I don't blame him because again, I thought his character was great. It would have been interesting. A stormtrooper turned Jedi could be really cool here. Him
Yeah.
having this kind of relationship with Rey, that could have also worked out well. And he kind of went, nah. Ben Solo seems like that one makes more sense. And he switched it halfway through, basically. It's like, and here's the thing. I thought the Ben Solo and Rey thing was actually the best part of the last, movies for sure. The last movie especially. I thought actually that was one of the good parts of the last movie was them. But it's like it's clear they made that decision halfway through of the entire trilogy in general. Like that was not going to be the main thing of them having this. It clearly was supposed to be her and Finn at the beginning, and they kind of went, let's change this up. It just
Yeah.
so much of it just fell apart for so many people, and then the only people who got any light out of it whatsoever was Rey and was Ben. And I like both those characters. I'm glad they got their light, but like you just screwed over
Kylo
everyone
Ren
else.
was the best part of the fucking sequel trilogy to me.
He was like
He
I
was the
hated
most
him in the
interesting
first
character.
one. I hate him. He's the only character that has development.
Yeah.
No one else had development. Even Rey, her development is, I can now lift rocks more. I can now use the Force better, but never learning how to really. Like, they never show it. You never see it. It's just she suddenly can.
Well,
They
that
again-
would be true if, like, even if it was a male protagonist under the same like circumstances.
No, it entirely is. Like you would have the
You know
male,
what I mean.
you would have whatever the male equivalent of a Mary Sue character would be. It totally would be.
What is the male equivalent of a Mary Sue, or is
I
it just
know.
a Mary Sue even if it's a male?
I think it could be, but yeah, like Rey is a Mary Sue, and I hate it because I actually don't mind Rey's character. And I think her actress does a great job, but she's a total Mary Sue through the whole trilogy for the most part, and except for again the first movie. Well, even in the first movie, she still kind of is because she can suddenly do everything automatically. She never has to learn a damn thing.
You know
Well,
where the
again,
term Mary Sue came from?
no.
A Star Trek fan fiction. It was parodying like the use of female characters in Star Trek fan fiction all the time, like back in the 70s.
I could totally see that because it felt like a fan fiction of a movie. I mean,
What did?
Star Wars.
Oh.
I'm saying like I totally get where I can believe that fan fictions have a lot of Mary Sue type characters in the sense of it's not complex, it's very straightforward. And like there's some movies that you can work with that. Like you don't watch Commando and go, well, how does he know all of this? And how did he like you just roll with it because it is so outrageous, it goes with it, but you can't then try to say, take my movie seriously and then have that and people not just and get mad when people question it. It doesn't make sense. Like Luke actually had to go learn with Yoda. And we saw, even though its training is very short and you don't see so much of it, it has emotional impact with what is shown. Like him lifting the X-Wing and then not being able to do it. Like the fact he couldn't lift the X-Wing is what gives him his development. Because then Yoda comes along and shows him, you know, you fail. Like, again, it's very in your face. The main character has failed, and because of this, is going to have to grow. He fights Darth Vader, he gets his ass handed to him. I mean, once Darth Vader goes, hey, guess what I can do? Throw shit. He gets screwed. It comes out of left field for Luke. I don't know what he was thinking after seeing Yoda could lift a fucking X-Wing that Darth Vader couldn't, you know, just fucking pick up a couple boxes. Oh, well. But, like, he loses, and because of that, he develops into the character we all know and love in the sixth movie, because he went through turmoil. And so when you see him in the sixth movie, now grown and more developed, you don't question it, because you go, wow, he's learned from his mistakes. But if the character makes no mistakes, it just doesn't work.
I have my own issues with Return of the Jedi.
There are issues with it, but...
Everybody just seems like they just want to go home in that movie. Like watching it like as an adult, you know what I mean?
I don't know. That last bit of the fight scene with him and Darth Vader still gives me chills. The music is on.
The Luke and Vader stuff is hands down the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
But like beyond that, like it nobody else really does anything.
I mean,
as far as just like nobody else gets like their own like I don't know. Everybody's just kind of on Endor.
I think they still do to a point.
Cool shit.
Mostly because the big thing for Han and Leia, ever since I guess the fifth movie, was them in general, and they, you know, you see their relationship develop, obviously. And then
it
even
is kind of creepy.
How?
I don't know. I mean, he kind of. I don't want to say forces himself on Leia and Empire, but it's definitely. I don't know. It's just kind of strange to me. I wouldn't say creepy. Creepy's maybe a bad word.
I don't know. It just seems like they were kind of just doing the dance of romance in a way. I mean, she clearly wanted it to happen. I mean, that sounds weird to say.
I was gonna say like.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
And that isn't half as bad as Blade Runner. Like in Blade Runner, he straight up just sexually assaults that woman.
Or Goldfinger and for James Bond.
Yeah. No, I
mean,
could honestly.
For God's sake, in the book, she's a lesbian.
Yeah, I could see where Nick was coming from with that. To be honest.
No, I get that with especially the Sean Connery ones. Well, I don't know. Russia with Love, it was more elegant, and they kind of had it back and forth. But he does like show up, I think, in her bedroom while she's taking a bath, like. Oh. But I mean, here's the thing: is that he is spying on her because she is a Russian agent. So like it. Like,
are you gonna play anymore or no?
I don't think I'm actually about to hop off. But yeah, I totally get that there. But yeah, the new Star Wars is still just I don't trust the new Rogue Squadron. I don't trust if they do a new Knights of the Republic. I won't trust it.
Even the Mandalorian, I just don't. I'd watch it like if somebody just
it going
like
downhill.
put it on. But like, I'm not gonna get Disney Plus just for that.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. But if it's one of those things, if I don't think it's worth buying Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian. However, if you have Disney Plus, watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think
the first
Disney Plus is worth it, just to me in general.
To me, the first season of Mandalorian was awesome. It was great. Yeah. And here's the thing. If you want to watch the first season and just like duck out afterwards, you could just kind of imagine to yourself, all right, the Mandalorian and Yoda go off on their own little adventures, basically, right? Like it could end there, and it wouldn't be that awful.
like in the show's defense, I can kind of see where you need to evolve from that after a while.
Oh yeah, like I don't know what they're
'Cause,
gonna do now,
it
but
would get old, just Mando and Baby Yoda.
random adventure of the week kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean that just wouldn't last very long, and they want this show to last a long time.
They didn't originally when they made it, but then they saw it was a cash cow, and they're gonna milk it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna start doing some crossover stuff and some like in the Ahsoka show and shit like that. More than likely, I mean, if anything, that episode with her in it was a crossover episode. I mean, she's literally like at the end of it, it's like she's interrogating her. She's like, "Tell me, where's Admiral Thrawn?" And it just cuts off there. And so it's like, I know what you're doing. All right, I know what you're doing.
What did you think of Bill Burr?
Great.
Yeah.
Fucking great. And I don't mean because I even really like Bill Burr. I mean, it's not that. It's that his character, for one, is awesome. Like, it starts off being such a jackass, right? Like, as in, like, the entire time, like, just shoot him. Like, but he has a whole redemption arc that happens. It is awesome. His character evolves to a point where he became he could have been my favorite side character. I still like Carol Dunes or whatever as my favorite side character for The Mandalorian, just because she serves a great purpose in the show. Good acting overall with her, and she feels the role. Like, when you imagine like Special Forces Star Wars character, you totally feel that vibe off her, and it works. But her and Bill Burr are the best part about that show to me, probably. And there's a couple moments that are like, this is very Bill Burr-ish in a way. But when he's like, and there's this one part where he's just like really in the character, I guess you could say, and has like his moment. And like his acting was good. I didn't know Bill Burr could act so good. Like, I was sitting the entire time just going, dude, I was like, I'm on the edge of my seat. This is fucking Bill Burr.
Oh yeah.
So again, there's a whole episode though that's very much him centric, and I was hanging on every word he was saying at some parts. Like, it was great. I absolutely loved it. He was the biggest surprise. He was the biggest surprise to me in The Mandalorian on how well his character worked. I expected it to totally be a gimmick. I really did. And he just nailed it. He fucking nailed it. He did a great job.
I think that Jon Favreau, or Favreau, I guess is how you say it, as a director, is really good at getting
what he needs out of people.
Performances. Yeah.
And you could see it with Bill Burr. Like, they figured out how to work with Bill Burr's kind of natural sense of comedy and also meld that into an actually interesting character that was more than just comic relief.
Yeah.
Like, he starts off kind of more like that, but by the end of it, you feel more like the character's like that is because of more of a coping mechanism than because of it being Bill Burr. It's obviously he's like that because he's Bill Burr, but the fact it can make you kind of have that in your mind almost like it's more of a, it is his character, not Bill Burr. They did such a good job with it. Bill Burr did an amazing job with it. And so did Carol Dunes. Phenomenal job with her. And Boba Fett. Where? No, but Boba Fett. Great.
I was just about to do that.
I really, he came up and I was like, I feel like this is gonna suck. And then at the end of it, I'm like, I'm enjoying having Boba Fett here. This is cool. This is actually they did him justice and they did him right. Like, it felt right.
The best possible casting was Jango Fett's actor.
Oh, totally.
Like that was the best guy that you could have.
Here's the best part. So, like, Boba Fett's like face all fucked up and scarred. So, like, you don't instantly think Jango entirely.
Yeah.
You still you can still put off and think Boba. And that was a smart move. He's bald instead as well, and they actually made him kind of like they made I guess like one of the clones from the clone troopers later, like in that Rebels series, which was smart actually. But yeah, he was really good in it too. I was really shocked by that. And there was again a bunch of different like people who popped up out of nowhere. I was like, this is solid. Again, Ahsoka's actress, great job as Ahsoka. I think the episode wasn't good, but I do think her actress did an amazing job with the character. And whoever played Baby Yoda, I mean,
Whoever played Baby Yoda.
or Grogu, or whoever we're supposed to say it.
Grogu.
And
God. Now there's everybody that when you say Baby Yoda, they go, his name was Grogu.
I will still call him Baby Yoda, you
Yeah,
sick
he's
fuck.
fucking Baby Yoda.